Before doing the table about the situation in Israel now with the rising of the terror, it's unfortunately last days, quite few terror attacks were in a bus, found explosion, and we know today policemen was stabbed by terrorists. So now that is a situation which is worrying us. The Minister of Defense in Israel, his name is Ya'alon, said Bugi Ya'alon. So this came in the news a few days ago that Ya'alon, דאגה מהתגברות הטרור הפלסטיני, that is a worrying about the increasing terror, Palestinian terror. And then he says here that this is what he really says. The Minister of Defense, he said that Israel is really getting ready on defending this situation, which is really coming out more and more every day. He says it is not really a third intifada, but nevertheless, definitely the situation is worrying. And then definitely comes here in details what he said. אלון אמר, כי יש פה גל פירורים, there is really a wave of terror attack. We don't see it in light eyes, and so on. It is not terrible. And as he said, Israel is going to react. Now, no doubt that, as they said, it goes together with the Syria when they try to make peace treaty, and the Hamas and there are quite few terrorist organizations don't agree with this. So, no doubt that this situation is going to increase from day to day. Now, we were looking at the book of Deuteronomy, which is always against our thousand, to see some indication to this rise of terror. And this year, and really we saw interesting thing. Let us see really what comes out in this table. So the table is following. You can see here, in this table, in the book of Deuteronomy, the fifth book of this is against our thousand. So in fact, it's very interesting. You have here coming the terror. You can see the terror, enemies here. Enemies Ishmael, we know quite well, they go to the Arabs. But perhaps the most interesting is the appearance of this year, clearly coming the words Be'ei Tafshin Ayin in the year 5774, which is our year. You can see it going all over. Be'ei Tafshin Ayin. So amazing, you have clear indications that this year the terror of our enemies, of the Arabs, Ishmael, is increasing, becomes stronger and stronger. Now, what we see in this table also is interesting, as the Torah tells us. This verse tells us that unfortunately it will be a time of troubles, and as a result of this, people will start thinking, put in their hearts this situation, and will do repentance and do what God said. Definitely the result of this dangerous situation. And as we see here, the terror, and also we see here, interesting, coming Iran. It is definitely very serious threat from Iran, which comes here, also Iran. And what we have here is atom. Yeah, it's a threat of atom, no doubt. Meantime, they are working on it. Yeah, Obama gives them a little bit piece of quiet. From day to day, they can develop it more and more. And those are our enemies. We see Rebechem, Arabs. And interesting that you can have here also Edom, as we saw in Europe, right? And the States, unfortunately, lot of pressures on Israel to give up their security, really, by giving lots of land back and not putting Israeli soldiers on the American soldiers. So no doubt that this situation is quite dangerous and threatening the existence of Israel. And comes here the answer, Tishmor et mitzvotav. All this is to keep the mitzvot, the commands of God, because this is the only way to save us from all these troubles that we are now in. The terror inside Israel, the threat of Iran, and all this, as our Rebbe said, is build this situation before Mashiach to bring us to repentance. It's only by doing repentance, teshuvah, keeping Torah, Mashiach will come and redeem us. So you see, Mashiach Hashem Elokecha, Mashiach of God. Then, as we said many times, all the tables show that unfortunately the situation of Israel before Masa is difficult.